World Heart Day greetings to all True Diet viewers. To help us fix our basics of heart health, today we have Dr. Suresh Kumar. He is a co-founder of Dr. Jen Clinics and offers holistic nutrition training to dietitians and nutritionists. Dr. Suresh, welcome to True Diet.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for having me here.
First question that I would like to ask you is why and what causes heart-related issues?
Yeah, this is a broad question, madam. So heart disease, when we say, usually we refer to heart attack, that is myocardial infarction.
Right.
Okay, even hypertension is related to heart. Right, heart is involved. And there are some diseases like congenital heart diseases and chronic diseases like cardiomyopathy and electrophysiological abnormalities, all of them like arrhythmias, fibrillations, atrial fibrillations, VTs. So it is a broad term, but when you ask this question, I assume that you're asking about more about heart disease, is about the heart attack.
Yeah,
right?
Heart attacks.
Heart attack, myocardial infarction.
Yeah.
What is heart attack and this thing? So this myocardial infarction or heart attacks started appearing almost like some 70, 80 years back when industrialization is at its peak in the world. It started appearing, and the kind of lifestyle people are exposed to in those times is predominantly the reason, because fast food has made its appearance. People have started taking processed food, and people are working under a lot of pressure with big targets, and the lifestyle has changed, and the economy was booming post Second World War in the West usually. So this industrialization and this market economy created a shift in the way people approach their life. So life has become very intense and fast paced. So that is the reason why people can't even wait for food to be served. The concept of fast food has come from there. So how these things have come about can be understood by the kind of interventions now we are proposing. We are asking people to calm down, slow down, meditate, exercise, take life slowly, do anti-stress measures. So now you see what could be the cause of these heart diseases. So there is a balance that is missing in the life of an individual. So people are running after things, and when you don't have time to sit with your family to eat your food, and you don't have time to cook your food, and everything that you are eating is processed and is coming made in plants, not coming from plants but made in plants. So this lifestyle has changed. So on top of that, the kind of stress people are feeling these days and lack of physical activity, obesity, all these things are different factors which are resulting in the increased number of heart diseases in our present society.
Is heart disease preventable? Heart related issues are preventable?
Most of the lifestyle diseases are preventable, madam. Okay, be it diabetes, arthritis, heart disease, hypertension, you name it. Majority of the lifestyle diseases, including cancers, are preventable. So we need to look at the risk a person is having to get that particular disease. So they need to go and check their lifestyle, not necessarily only diagnostics. See, prevention means in our current society, people think that they go for annual health checkups, there is nothing, and they think that they are healthy. That is not prevention. So there is no risk assessment over there. People need to go to their dietitians, their fitness trainers, physiotherapists, and get their fitness tested, and go to their dietitian and get their dietary behavior or the foods they are consuming tested, and look for the risk. Okay, diagnostic tests are important, but they will give you a snapshot of where you are. Okay, that is the mistake. See, getting your diagnostic test done is not going to prevent anything. But going to a dietitian and telling that this is what I have been eating for last 1 year, what are my risks? So then they will tell you, go to a physiotherapist, a trainer, and get your physical strength examined. look into your flexibility, look into your aerobic capacity, look into your muscular endurance. All these things, get yourself tested. Okay, your lung capacity, all these things need to be tested from time to time. So if you do this properly, okay, I'm not against doing medical tests. They are required. They give you a snapshot of how your health progressed from last year to this year. But what are you going to do about it? Right? You continue to live the same kind of life. One day or the other, you may end up having the disease itself. So they are preventable, but there are ways, there are certain things that you need to do. Right? Just because I have health insurance is not going to guarantee me that I am not going to get a disease. It is a financial instrument to fight the disease. It is necessary, but it is not going to prevent it. Diagnostic tests are required, but it is a snapshot of what you have done over the year and whether your health improved or deteriorated. But the real prevention comes from making changes from day to day. So every day people eat 3 to 4 times. That means you have an opportunity to make yourself healthy 3 to 4 times in a day. That is close to, you have 1500 opportunities in a year to make yourself healthy.
Right.
So if you make right kind of decisions about your food and your fitness and your lifestyle, okay, so they are 100% preventable.
So it is always the preventive measures like preventive nutrition, preventive physiotherapy, or physical training is more important. You mean to say that, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right. So earlier we used to have people, any person who they had some heart attack or any heart related issues. Generally, the age used to be around 50s or post 50s or 60s. But these days, surprisingly, we are seeing many heart-related issues at the age of 30, or at times, even when people are crossing 25, 27. Also, we are seeing cardiac arrest kind of issues, and people dying because of the cardiac arrest. So, what are the reasons for this? What could be the change, or what is happening actually?
So just 15 years or so, if you go just 15 years back, how many people you know? Okay. So, and how many people you are in touch with in a day?
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So, and from there, just go still 15 years back.
Okay.
That means 30 years, 1990.
Okay.
If you take 1990,
1990.
how many people you know and interact with on day-to-day basis?
Right.
Right?
Less, of course.
So it is a limited world.
Right.
That means limited world means uh, uh, limited input and limited stress to your mind and body.
Okay.
But look at the kind of world the present generation is exposed to. They know, if they want to know what is happening right now in Spain or in Indonesia or in Mexico, they get to know it. Okay, so they have access to all kinds of information. And you take any youngster's phone these days, or youngster, I mean, they're like 20, 21 plus. So they'll be having thousands of contacts, right? Everyone's phone number is there, everyone's WhatsApp or Facebook or Insta, whatnot. People are exposed to lot and lot of information.
Okay.
So more information means our brain consumes almost about 20% of our body's total energy. It is hardly 2% of its weight. A person who is 65 kgs in weight, his brain weighs hardly 1.3 kgs. That is 2%.
Okay.
But the same brain consumes 20% of the total energy.
Okay.
Right? If someone is taking 1500, 1600 calories, 20% of energy is just for the 2% weight of that particular brain. That means what? And you are keeping your brain active throughout the day. And there is nothing that is keeping your brain or mind calm or subdued. So these people are being exposed to lot and lot of stuff, and which leads to further increase in their stress level.
Okay.
On top of that, the kind of food you see nowadays available, if you go out, can you find out one healthy food in any restaurant, except for green salad or fruit salad, can you come up with one healthy food that you can recommend to people to eat? Right? There is nothing. You go to a supermarket, ready to eat, buy food, name one food item that is healthy, that you can claim to be healthy. So one end, they are like exposed to a lot of stress, and on the other end, there is no stress buster for them. Right? The kind of music even they listen to is raising their BP, raising their heart rate, and it is not soothing. Okay, that is the reason why the age of heart disease is coming down.
Okay.
Right? So we need to consider these two extremes.
Okay. So you mean to say, we just have to go back to our basics and, get back to the traditional music. And generally it is said that, music heals the body, right?
Yeah.
So is it the traditional music that you mean to say?
No, see, that is only one part. I gave you as an example.
Right.
Right? So definitely, see, if they are young and I don't mind they loving pop, rock, or metal. So absolutely nothing wrong. And when we were young, we used to listen to all the Resi songs. So that's not the issue. But the kind of stress level they are already in, even the hobbies are accentuating their stress level. Okay, all the stress is fine. I mean, the present generation are more matured and more knowledgeable than the previous generation. I agree to that. But the problem or the concern here is they are unable to match it with anti-stress efforts. Okay. That, things, I mean, food is the greatest stress buster. You're all stressed up and you go to a pizza shop and order a pizza, a burger, and a soft drink. So do you think that it is going to, or eat an ice cream, okay, or a chocolate? Do you think that they are going to decrease the stress level or further increase the stress level? That's my point. Right? Getting exposed to a lot of stress is not an issue. I mean, they may be exploring a lot. They have an opportunity to see the world. That's not the problem. The problem here is, do they have counteractive measures?
Okay.
Right?
Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow with another informative video. Like, share and subscribe.